I think he might tap in while we in the midst. Peace, peace, family.
Peace, peace, family.
Peace, peace.
Another Sunday dinner.
Yes.
Another Sunday dinner with the tribe.
Yeah, we back with the Sunday dinner choices. Man, that's a good one, sister. That was like right on time. You
What choices are we making? How are we responding? How are we reacting when things happen? Choices. We have choices. Just up to us and how we handle whatever situations and circumstances come our way.
yeah.
Yes, it's like how present are you to realize that it's the choices that you're making that's causing the circumstances that are coming your way.
Mm.
You know, how often do you realize that each choice you make and each path you take demands a different outcome for you? And it might not always be in the most positive aspect. It might not always be in a high vibrational sense of it. Sometimes the choices in the path we take can have a dead ending where you may have to turn around and make another choice. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling in it and sitting in it and feeling like, oh, life is over and this is that, but this is that because of the choice you made, the decision you made,
Yes,
the plan you made, the one you constructed within thy mind that you thought about before you reacted and decided to walk in it. And now you have to go through, whether it's rain, snow, sleet, sun, you have to go through those different seasons of your choice.
Mm.
Ashe.
Ashe.
You know, I get around people when it comes to choices, and I hear them always speak of, you know, God and God gonna make a way. God is you making the way. You are the God that's making the way, right? You are the one that's deciding what's right and what's wrong, what's up and what's down. If I should go left and go right. You know, we get into situations and we keep saying what God is going to do, not realizing that you are the orchestrator of what's going to happen.
Come on, you're speaking. Yep. Choices. And so that's why we have to be careful when we make these choices and then the repercussion of the choices come. Well, you understand you got to suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to suffer the consequences because of the choice that you made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got good, and what you say? We say bad, but any choice that we make, we got to deal with the side effects or the repercussion of whatever it is in terms of the choice that we make. So you're so, on point, Queen.
Right.
So,
right. And we don't even have to call them, like you said, bad or consequences. Let's call them lessons. Because if it's not a lesson, then you feel like your choice is a blessing, right? So if it's not blessing, then it's teaching you something.
Teaching.
Right. So the lesson you looking at, the lesson you taking it as something bad, but it's not bad if you stand still and understand because of that choice. This is the lesson you must learn behind it so you don't make the same choice again.
Don't repeat it.
Go ahead, Queen.
Right? No, like that accountability word is it should be really, it should be a main focus of each individual to understand what it truly means to be accountable, to take accountability.
Yes.
And it's okay to either learn a lesson from what you decided or not. But if you don't, you realize you go through the same path and you go through the same cycle until you decide to break it with a better choice.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. Yes, facts. So now the thing is this: if you don't learn the lesson from the choice that you make, you're gonna choose that what they say, you go in that same cycle over, and you see it repeating itself over and over again. Even come in terms of a relationship, you choose the same kind of character in a person, you're gonna the same what you call it, the same things are
The
gonna
same
happen
outcome.
over and
The
over
same
again.
outcome.
You
Yeah.
you so think about the choices that you make. And the thing about it is this: watch this, Queen. Watch this, family. J Hooks is in the chat. It's good to have you. Yeah, where you at? Where you at, sir? Where you at?
Yeah, he
But
tuning in today. He tuning in today.
yeah. So the thing about it is, when we think about the choices, we have time to think before we react or we respond to the choices that we make. Sometimes we want to make choices in haste or because our back is against the wall or because it's a pressing issue. And so I need this $1,000 right now. So now I make the choice to do something that I should not or I shouldn't do at this particular time and moment. But because I made that choice, the repercussion of when it's time for me to pay back that $1,000, I use that as an example, then you regret the choice that you made. But because you made that choice in a haste and didn't have time to think about it, it's still a choice you got to learn from.
Exactly.
I would say regret, learn from.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And to truly learn is to truly understand what it is you have put yourself into to have to now get and gain a lesson from it.
Yes.
And a lot of people aren't present enough to realize that everything that's happening, no matter what it is, because of a choice you made in your life for that reaction or that response to be that thing.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people out here moving in low vibrational vibes and they're doing low vibrational things, expecting high vibrational outcomes, but they keep forgetting the devil don't play fair. The devil don't play fair.
Woo!
Facts.
Yes. Oh, that's just the cooking today.
Yes. And so that's why we got to be what you always say, what's it? Present, patient, and
present, patient, and positive. Yes.
In making our choices.
Yes.
We have to be especially present. Be present in the choice that you're going to make. Be conscious of the choices that we make, because there is what they call it when you take medication. There is a side effect.
Everything has a side effect. Yes. 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 It is a side effect, honey. And it ain't always got to be a bad side effect. Some come with good side effects. What Fantasia say? The side effects of you. Okay?
Yes.
We just got to be what? Present when we make the choice, so we could understand what the side effects is and be able to apply the side effects properly and appropriately.
There you go. There you go.
Facts.
There you go. And if the side effect you don't like it, change the medication.
Come on.
Change the medication. Change the plan. Change the choice. Change the perspective. Change the thought process.
Yes.
That's it.
Right? But I think one of our biggest issues
with the preservatives that works for you.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues with our choices, and I was just talking about this to a friend last night, is that we don't like having to make a new one, because sometimes we know it's going to end with you having to let go of something or somewhere, right? Ouch. So now you feel like you're stuck in a choice you made because you are settled and you're comfortable with the decision, but you don't like, again, the side effect of it. And sometimes you got to go to a whole new doctor, but you don't want to change doctors because you like this doctor.
Right.
I've been to this doctor all my life, and this doctor, I don't want nobody else see me. I don't want nobody else see my body.
But the doctor causing your pain. The doctor causing your lessons. The doctor's causing you sessions that you ain't ready to stand in and be adhered to, but you don't like the outcome, but you won't change the doctor. You won't change the prescription.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the choice you have to make. And you wondering why you stuck when you are allowing yourself to be stuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because You refuse to make the necessary adjustments.
Exactly.
Necessary adjustments. You understand? Because even in the choices we make, whatever lessons we need to make, learn from it. Sometimes there's wiggle room or space to make the necessary adjustments. We're talking about taking the medication. Even when you read or you see the side effects of the medication, okay, I need this medication for my heart, but also by taking this medication, it does something for my kidneys. So now with this medication, I also need to now make the adjustment with my water intake or whatever intake so I can flush my kidneys better, that the side effects won't have, a negative impact on me.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And so,
For sure.
listen,
For
choice,
sure.
still your choice. So you
Yes.
could choose to
Good
be
choice.
ignorant about it, or you could choose to use wisdom and apply the necessary information
Exactly.
as given.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's all up to you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All up to you. Again, you
Hmm.
are the orchestrator. You are the director. You are the beginning and the ending.
Yes,
What you say goes.
come on.
That's right. This is why
And
the
watch this.
Creator gave us
Let me
free will.
free will, free will.
That's why we have it.
Creators, we create the life we live. Nobody creates it for us. Nobody does it for us. We do it ourselves, but we always giving our powers out to an external. So we choose to give our powers to somebody else, whether it's Muhammad, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Jesus, whether it's whoever. You want to reach, but all power was given to us when we came into this earth. We came in this earth with everything that we need to succeed and to do good. But we choose, we make the choice, and then we want to blame it on somebody else. He made me do it. She made me do
There
it.
you
No,
go.
you
There you
choose.
go.
You
There you
choose to
go.
do it.
There
That
you
part
go.
right there.
And every time you blame it on somebody else, you're coming up powerless, because what you're saying is you gave your power to somebody else to dictate what you do and how you do it and what you're saying and why you're reacting the way you're reacting. You are now coming off powerless, because it should be up to nobody
Exactly.
else for you to make your choice or decide what your action or reaction is going to be towards another.
Yeah.
That's it.
Facts.
Straight,
Facts.
straight
Facts.
facts. Straight facts. And watch this. Watch this, yo. I can use this. Let me use myself for an example. You don't get burned once. You don't get burned twice. You somebody can show you their character 3 times, and you choose to still have them around you. You choose to still tell your business to them.
Mm,
So guess what? You choose to continue to get bite until they finally bite you hard enough that you choose to now put them away. You
exactly.
wanna, oh, this is my boy, this is my girl, this is my
Mm-hmm.
sister, this is my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been together since primary school. We did down like 4 flat tires. You understand? But no,
Mm-hmm.
but guess what? Not only your floor flat tires, now they taking your rims off of your car, and you still
Okay.
want to hang around them. You choose it.
Yeah.
Let me say, just you choose it to still hang. If you see somebody mean you no good, does not have your best interest at heart, why are you still choosing? You don't got
Exactly.
nobody to blame but yourself. Is correct. Nobody to
Yeah.
blame but yourself. And so
Nobody
I
but
stopped pointing my fingers at, oh, she did this to me. He did this.
Yeah.
No, I did this to myself because I
Yeah.
choose to
exactly.
stay around.
Exactly. I allowed you to do these things to me.
Yeah.
Now that's where accountability
You
come
choose
on.
to
I
allow you to do the
allowed. What am I
actions.
allowing? I'm allowing you to treat me like this. I'm allowing you to steal from me. I'm allowing you to cheat on me. I'm allowing you to rob me. I'm allowing you to be in my presence and make me feel less than. I can't keep saying what
Mhm.
somebody else is doing when I am allowing it because it's my choice. But yet I'm going to sit around and call everybody up and tell them about this person that I'm allowing to still be around me.
Facts. That goes back to my mantra. My favorite quote: "It's easier to point out the window than it is to point in the mirror." Man, that changed my life. I was only a teenager when I heard it, but it changed my whole outlook. Like, it is so easy to point out that window. She did this to me. He did this to me. That situation was the reason why we never look inward, never look at ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
facts.
look in the mirror.
Never.
I find it so interesting, Sister Queen Oracle, when you mentioned about how, we were given everything and we give all this power to the outside external, like Dr. Sublime said, you
Mhm.
know, we don't realize every time we're saying things like, Jesus, take the wheel, or like the universe don't work that way, right? And I say this all the time. Why would the creator, source, God, whatever you call this entity, why would this entity go through all the trouble to make a system that governs the stars, governs the trees, governs the birth of a child, right? Like, that being is not sitting there and pushing buttons and orchestrating every little thing. There's a system put in place, right? So the rain coming from the clouds, that's a system, right? Called precipitation. Like, we're not looking at everything like, when it comes to ourselves, we don't look at it like that. But we say, oh, the sun rises, or the moon rises, or whatever, on its own. You think there's a light switch? Say like, oh, hold on, let me go and flip this switch to everybody to have some sun today. There's a system governed by all this stuff that keeps everything in orbit, that keeps everything moving. Who's gonna set up a computer to where you have to continue to keep doing something? You're gonna automate the system as much as possible, right? And so we have a system in our own selves that's automated. We have to take control of that system. It's up to us. That's why the only problem that exists, in my opinion, is choice. I don't think there is any other problem in the universe. The only problem is choice. What are you going to do?
Yes, I like that. And I like what you said about the system, because in a sense, like you said, why do we think that we have to be led and orchestrated on what to do? Because how does that play into free will? Either I have free will or I don't. I can't have free will and be directed by you. I can't have free will and be told when and what to do and where to go and how I'm supposed to do it to get to where I need to be. How does that play into free will?
Right.
Either I'm free or I'm not.
Facts.
Somebody that has free will don't have direction. They don't have instruction. They are freely learning as they go, making choices and decisions as they flow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After getting knocked and hit, they realize this is no. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
But that's free will. And the fact of the matter is we don't understand free will because we're not present to understand who we are. We're being told who we are. We're searching for who we are. Yeah. We won't sit still and be by ourselves because we got to be around everybody else to feel like they can see who we are before we see who we are.
Right. And the thing about it is, all these people that everybody give their power to, Muhammad, Jesus, those were just examples
of who you could be.
Those are just examples. Buddha, right? It's just an example. Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa.
An example of who you could be.
Facts. These people make this choice.
What you're able to do.
Right.
That's all it is. It's telling you about you. It's showing a mirror back at you. Hey, I did this. You can do it too.
Facts. Man.
Yes. Yep.
And, like we say it all the time, y'all. Life is easy once you figure that out. Yeah. Life don't have to be so hard. We go through, like the saying I was just saying, hardships make you strong, but the blessings make you fond, right? So you're gonna be in gratitude. You're gonna love when you get the blessings, but it don't come without the hardships of going through the trial. Like, oh, I made this mistake. Oh, I was hammering the nail and I smashed my thumb. But now I gotta, you know what I mean? You're gonna learn to the point, like, how many times I've been burnt as a chef? I've been burnt so many times, like, I don't get burned anymore because I'm paying attention. I know that I gotta be careful with the knife. I've sliced my finger quite a few times. Like, you've gotta learn these things in order to get better and grow. But people don't give themselves enough credit, in my opinion.
No, and in my opinion, if life is hard, then what are the choices you're making? If you're going to do anything that you're calling hard, you have to sit back and ask, what am I doing that's making things hard for me? And it don't have to be related to the hardship. You could be making life hard for somebody else. Now, boom, the mirror returns. You could be doing something secretive behind people's back. Now, boom, the reaction to your action is never going to match, but you're going to feel it. And you're going to feel it in a different form of how you made it be felt out and vibrated into the world. So you really have to sit and ask yourself, am I doing right by people, places, and things? Because if not, this is why things are hard for me in certain aspects of certain people, places, and things. So again, the hardship is only from the choices you're making. What choices are you making that's making things hard? What are you saying about others? What are you doing towards others? Are you lying? Are you stealing? Are you creeping? What are you doing that's making things for you hard because you're making something for somebody else hard somewhere?
Yeah. Facts, sister. Preach. You know, I tell my wife all the time, you know, this is because she's constantly asking me, you know, why things are this way, why things are that way. I'm like, you know, everything has its purpose. You know, every action you perform is going to have an equal and opposite reaction. You know, it's all about what you're putting out to the universe. You know, if you're putting out laziness, you're going to get back laziness. If you're putting out anger, you're going to get back anger. You know, this is why I have done everything I could to, you know, kill my ego, kill my anger, get control of my emotions. You know, I've been there. I don't want to stay there. That wasn't a very comfortable place to live. You know, it's like living in a dilapidated building with rats and all kinds of, you know, beams falling and just unkept areas. That's how my life was. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So once I started changing my choices, everything changed. It's not a question. And does that mean it's perfect and I don't go through anything? No, it just means that I now know what to do to rectify it. And I always look in that mirror. What could I do differently? What could I have said differently? You know, and I've been waiting for this Sunday to give y'all this story. You know, it was really, I felt so proud of myself because this person rolled down their window, sister. You're gonna like this one because you the one that really got me on the, you know, the road rage thing. And I kept it in my car. I never road rage outside. Well, we already talked about that. But this person like rolled down their window and made it their point to ask me, you know, are you going straight through? I said, sure I am. What's it to you, sir? He said, well, you're in the turning lane. But this guy just didn't realize the sign literally says to go straight or to turn. It's a right turn or go straight. He got so frustrated in the back and forth. I was like, yeah, whatever, sir. I'm telling you, that's the sign right there. I'm pointing at it. And he says, all right, you're right. I said, yeah, I know I'm right. And smiled, gave him a thumbs up and everything. Like, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and justify myself. And then I know he felt really low or kind of dumb when we drove straight through. He's in the left lane, I'm in the right lane, and there was no obstruction. But he thought for sure there was going to be an obstruction based on his perception. You know, so I felt kind of glad that I didn't like react a certain way where I got angry because I realized he just didn't know any better. Mm-hmm. You know, and I didn't bother to tell him, yeah, dude, I drive for a living. Like, this is what I do. This is my whole business. But I just, you know, said what I said. I said, look at the sign. And then when we drove through, it was like, I know he felt kind of like, damn, you know, but he had to learn that lesson. Now he knows, okay, maybe I need to pay more attention. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I need to just mind my business. Because, you know what I mean? So I thought that was an interesting story, and I was waiting to tell y'all that. This happened literally like Monday. And I was like, man, I gotta wait all the way till Sunday until I could tell them. But I have a feeling they're gonna enjoy that story because normally I would have been like, man, why don't you mind your effing business? But I was very calm and I perceived the information the way it was given to me. And so I gave it back to him in a positive way and just said, you know, look at the sign, sir. It's straight and right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yours just his lane just says straight. Mine says go straight or right. And then there were 2 other turning lanes going left. So he just didn't know.
Yeah. And you made the choice to be present, patient, and positive in that moment. And that was
That's
a good
right.
choice. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize when we speak of the choices, and we just spoke about free will and the laws. Like, the only laws I feel like when it comes to choices we should be resonating ourselves with is the 12 laws of the universe. Those laws I would like to list and go over, because I don't think a lot of people really realize how much they resonate and how much they mirror back the decisions we make on a daily basis, even if we're not present enough to realize that we're making them. We have the law of divine oneness, which everything is connected and we are all part of a larger whole. You have the law of vibration. Everything is energy and everything vibrates at a specific frequency. We have the law of correspondence. As above, so below. There's a correspondence between all levels of existence. The law of attraction. Like attracts like. And we manifest what we focus our energy on. Then we have law of inspired action, which is taking action in alignment with our intentions, which is crucial for manifesting and calling things into our present state. We have the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, which energy constantly transforms from one form to another. We have the laws of cause and effect, which every action has a reaction. What goes around comes around. Then we have the law of compensation, which we receive back what we put out into the universe. Then we have the law of relativity, which everything is relative and has no meaning until it is observed. Everything is related and has no meaning until it is observed. We have the law of polarity, which everything has an opposite, light and dark, hot and cold, and these opposites are 2 aspects of the same truth. We have the law of rhythm, which everything flows out and in with a natural rhythm of cycles of patterns. And then we have, last but not least, the law of gender, which everything has a masculine and feminine energy. There's a creation and it's a destruction, giving and receiving when it comes to the law of gender. And I think all those I wanted to state because they all align with our choices. Each of those laws that resonate within the universe aligns with each and every choice we make every day we wake up and breathe.
Yes.
Make sure y'all smashing that like button.
Yes.
They're here cooking this Sunday dinner. Make sure y'all smashing the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already.
So it's like when we sit and we dwell on choice, like we want y'all to understand that your thought is a choice. Your words are a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You deciding to do whatever. It don't matter. When you decide to go to the bathroom, that's the choice. You can sit still. You ain't got to make it to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a choice. It's a choice. The way you decide to treat a person is a choice. If you decide to work at that job, that's your choice. It's not, oh, I got to come here. It's a billion jobs. You ain't stuck there. You're not stuck there. My biggest thing is what I tell people, if you don't like where you at, start looking while you're where you're at. Don't wait till you got to get kicked out or put out or you fired. Look for a job while you at a job you don't like. That way you can turn down jobs you don't want to get something you do like.
Man, come on.
Facts.
But until you decide to make a choice that's going to benefit you, a choice that's going to bring you up, a choice that's going to get you somewhere in a more positive, uplifting state. If you feel like you don't have one, then that's just you giving up your power on a choice you do have.
Mm.
And guess what, sis? That's what, Queen? That means you're not choosing you first. You're not choosing you. You're not choosing your peace. You're not choosing your joy. You're not choosing your happiness. You're not choosing your boundaries. You're allowing anything and everything else to choose for you. Yes. Actually, no. You're still choosing and letting them have their way with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
guess
it's
what?
your
That's
choice
still a
not to,
choice.
yeah,
That's
it's not
still
your
a
choice
choice.
not to make a choice. It's your choice not to make a choice. It's your choice to be powerless.
Yeah.
It's your choice to feel like the world is going against you. It's your choice to feel like life is not doing right by you. That's your choice. To feel like life is beating you up and nothing good is happening for you. That's your choice.
Yeah,
If you say you depressed, that's your choice to say you depressed.
facts.
Because there again, you could choose happiness over depression. You could choose joy over sadness. You could choose to go for a walk versus standing in a room and being frustrated. As you said, you could choose to look for another job if you don't like the job that you're on. If
Yeah.
you don't like the partner that you're with, you could choose to leave or you choose to stay. It is all
Yeah.
your choice.
Yes. And your choice is what transforms the energy
Yes.
from one energetic source to another energetic source. That's your choice to raise your vibration.
Facts, facts, facts.
So we got to get out of the choice of keep playing victim to our lives, acting like we don't understand why we are where we are. And if you don't understand it, then it's your choice to seek some understanding.
Mm. Or stay in that ignorance. It's all a choice.
Yeah.
And there's still a choice to choose. You still choose to stay ignorant. There's a
Exactly.
master class on choice.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
There's a, yeah, you still choose.
Yeah.
No matter which way you put it, how you put it, it's still a
It's your
choice you have
choice.
to
That's your free
make.
will. It's your free will.
Yep. Yeah. So choose, we say choose wisely and choose what benefits you at the
Yes.
end of the day. Because so many times we choose to make somebody else happy over ourselves and then we become miserable or whatever because we choose to be miserable and we choose to put somebody first. You understand?
Yeah.
We choose not to set boundaries so they can always come and walk in our homes or walk in our space or bring their negative energies and dump it on you and leave you frustrated, leave you depleted because you make the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but how do I set boundaries? Choose to take a stand for yourself, for you, for your peace of mind, for your betterment, your advancement. Sometimes we call it a hard choice, but guess what? You got to bite the bullet and make what they call the hard choice because it's a choice between you. It's like somebody, a gunman come inside the place and they make you make a choice, live or die. Most importantly, you want to live. You understand? So you can choose to live. Now the thing is, in what condition? So I choose to live. You choose to anyway.
Mm.
Choice, the power, the choice you make could advance you, catapult you, or keep you stagnant. That's the bottom line. You know, you
Yeah.
could choose to stay in one circle and walk around in a circle, or you could choose to move out of that circle and advance and move to a next to a square or to a rectangle or triangle. But if you choose to walk in a circle, that's on you. Or you could choose to walk on a straight line that continues to go or continuing going forward and not go inside a box, not go inside a triangle, not go in a square, not go in a rectangle, whatever shape, but continue to go straight. It's up to us. You make an individual choice for
Yeah.
yourself. Because even we have children and we make choices for our children when they're young. But when they become adults, we should have teach them while they're young how to make choices for themselves. But sometimes as parents, we stagnate our children because we make
Yeah.
all the choices. We don't teach them how to make choices. We don't teach them how to have what you call it thinking, you know, to
Yeah.
think, you
Yeah.
know.
But we can't.
So
A lot of parents can't teach their children how to think because they're not thinkers. A
Yeah.
lot of them
they
can't
come
teach
on
their
there.
kids
There
how
you
to
go.
have choices because they have none. Like you said, they
Yeah.
didn't start standing up for themselves to teach their child how to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Hard facts.
And another thing about the choices I want to put out there is when you make choices, make sure it's not the choice you making isn't detrimental to the next person.
Right.
Because that might seem like a good choice at the moment, but remember that energy is going to backfire. So what you're doing in the choices you making is making somebody else's life a lesson or putting them in a bad situation. It's only so long before it returns to sender.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Come back and bite you.
And again, I don't think it feels like it has to do with wrong or right. It's just, you know, I always say common sense ain't common, and it's not. But
No,
I do know from being here as long as I've been here that some things are just in you. You know what's supposed to be. You know the difference between good and not good. You know what feels right and don't feel right to you.
Right.
No matter how much you try to mask it or portray as if you don't, you do, because it's in your bones, it's in your soul. You know that you wouldn't want another person to do that to you.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the choices I'm talking about. The choices that if the shoe was on the other foot, how would you feel? Those choices.
Yeah.
Those are choices I'm relating to.
Yeah. And you know, sister, I stopped saying common sense. I don't say that anymore. I call it logic sense. And if you got logic sense, then you're gonna make a logical choice, or, you know, whatever, you know. But common, it has to be 90, you know, it has to be majority of the people around you for it to be common. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, that's actually, that is what common sense is. That's exactly what common sense is. Common is if enough people agree, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? That don't make it right. It's just enough people agree. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And we wake up tomorrow and they tell us the new colors of the stop signs is orange. If enough people abide by it, the new stop sign color is orange.
Yeah.
That's it.
Facts. Man.
Yep. They get
It's like
common sense to them.
Yeah.
It's like take us for example. You know, we chose to operate differently. We chose to seek out those who want the same thing. You know, it's not that same one thing. It's more along the lines of just being the best versions of ourselves. You know, that may mean something different for you than it does for me, but the fact that I want to get there, and the fact that you want to get there, you know, and that's what starts our journey down the rabbit hole of learning and reading and getting into ourselves. And, you know, if it's meditation or if it's this, that, or third thing, whatever we doing, it's like we made a choice to get out of the way we were operating before, because we realize, and sometimes it take a couple years, you know, to realize, okay, this isn't right for me. I don't enjoy this. You know, and maybe I thought I enjoyed it at one point, but I didn't really enjoy it. So this isn't for me anymore.
Yeah.
You know, when you make that choice, it's like you don't really need a guide or, you know, medication or, you know, really anything of that sort. You just got to find something internal that says, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Period. And you're going to find a way. A way is going to just, you know, be presented to you. Like all kinds of things just dropped into my lap to help me get to where I am now, and helping me get to where I want to be.
Yeah. Yes, 1,000%. I agree with that 1,000%, because that's exactly the outlook we all had when we woke up and said enough is enough. Something's got to be better.
Yes.
And it's up to me to determine what's going to be better.
That's it. That's why you have to go within, not look into external forces or thing to make the choice for you. You know, I'm waiting for some. No, you got to make the choice yourself. Go within. The kingdom is within. The universe is inwardly. It ain't outside there. Ooh, somebody out there, Twilight.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to not fit into the common space of things.
Come on.
That's a big part.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you have to be willing to stand alone to go towards your greatness. And I think
Yep.
that's another choice that a lot of us are scared to make, the choice of being alone, the choice of
Yeah.
having to get rid of what was common and what did seem right to get to what is really right, what is really right. And that's why we stay in a lot of our choices, because we fear being alone. We fear looking at ourselves and healing within ourselves and bringing up the problems that we have suppressed within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We, like you said, we could point the finger at everybody else, but when you got to sit and point the finger only at you and dwell on you and get right with you, oh, that's a battle a lot of people don't want to make the choice to make.
Yeah. They will fight tooth and nail in order to, and it's like they fight so hard not to point in that mirror, and not realizing that had they just did it, it's gonna feel a little uncomfortable at first, but if they just did it for the first time, and it's just gonna get easier and better each time.
And it's going to lead them to everything they're seeking.
Everything.
Everything you feeling like you're missing is only that way you're going to have to go in to get to what you think you're missing. That's the only path you can take to get to the choice you seeking, to that freedom you seeking, to that prosperity you seeking, to that wisdom and that peace. You have to be willing to stand alone, to go in alone. You have to be willing to let go of things that's not serving your highest good, that's not keeping good vibrations being directed back at you.
Yeah.
Make that choice.
Yeah, I literally had to make the choice to no longer give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I had to make that choice. If I know that I can treat people how I want to be treated, if I know that I can do right and good by people, it's no way you think I'm going to keep people in my life that don't think that they can mirror back what I'm giving out.
Yep.
Like they say, when people show you who they are, believe it and make the choice to leave them where they are. Because if you don't believe it, then you're going to keep going back in that cycle with who you want them to be. And baby, that ain't who they are. That's that benefit of the doubt you got right there. That's that exaggeration of what you telling somebody they could be, but they don't even see it for themselves. How can you tell somebody what they could be and they don't see it?
That's it. Come on.
X. Oh, that's my cooking today. Yes.
Some serious Sunday dinner.
Yes. Welcome
You could
home.
choose to eat, or you could choose to stay there. Just what you call it? Look at the food.
Listen.
That's it. Take what for you and walk in it.
There you go.
Make the choices, the necessary choices.
That's all you can do. But yeah, it's a lot of choices that if you make early, you won't have to make later.
That's the truth.
It's a lot of choices that if you make in time, you won't have to even go through what we call a hardship or wondering why life is falling apart, because you made that choice at the beginning, because you already seen in the first aspect of some things that it wasn't about to work anyway. So when you take away that benefit of the doubt and that illusion of what somebody could be, it will save you a lot in the long run.
Yep.
Oh, but I got a heart and I know that they could be. Well, it's up to them to decide to be. And if they never decide to be, then what? I'm very empathetic. I'm too empathetic. I'm so empathetic that it's been detrimental to who I am. And that's when I had to make the choice to not be too empathetic no more. If it's me sacrificing me, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, I can't do it, because you got to make a choice not to sacrifice yourself for somebody else's betterment.
There you go. Because that person you sacrificing yourself for will not sacrifice themselves for you.
Sacrifice themselves for you. Yep.
And that would be their choice.
And guess what? That's their choice.
Exactly.
You got to respect people for the choices that they make for the best and betterment of themselves. So that's why we are responsible for ourselves and the choices we make for ourselves. They say, choose ye this day whom you can serve.
There you go. And you only can serve one. And I think a lot of people, A lot of people don't realize why it's only one you can serve, because when you serve that one, honey, you won't have to worry about serving nothing else.
That's it.
You don't have to worry about falling short. You won't have to worry about going through no trials and tribulations when you serve the right one. So yeah, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, because the mind is where your choices begin.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not in control of it, you're giving somebody else control of it. So you're already wasting.
Yep. Wasted time.
No. Yeah, we have to master the mind. You do. We have to master it, because that's the only way we're going to be in control of our vessel. It's the only way.
So now, make the choices that what is best for you. Like I said, for your highest good, for you, for your highest good, for your betterment. Yep. And that's it. Oh, I'm so excited. It's like some of the things we have chosen in our past lives. And I say past life because anything before today is past. So whether it's yesterday, last week, whatever. Where we now look at it, it's like, okay, what are the lessons I need to learn from those choices that I've made to better myself for the future, for the next hour, the next minute, the next second? Because we are constantly moving into the future. Every second that we live, we're living in the future. We're moving to the future. You understand? But we've been taught the future is 10 years from now, 5 years from now. The future is every minute, the next
every
minute.
choice you make is your future.
The choices you make is your future.
Yeah, tomorrow, like you said, 10 minutes from now is the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's why we gotta choose wisely. Choose wisely. Think about it. Ponder it in your heart. How is this going to affect me? A day from now, 2 days from now, a week from now, a year from now? How is it going to affect those that are coming behind me? What impact that the choices I make is also going to either lead a legacy.
Yes.
You understand? So the choices we make also leads legacy and leave blueprints for somebody else.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah. Your choices could break a bloodline. It could change, like you said, it could break a bloodline, your choices. You deciding to be different and stand out can change a whole generation.
Facts. And you know, my family taught me that firsthand. My mother, my brothers, my cousins, they taught me that firsthand. They're not gonna make the same sacrifices that I was making.
Yeah.
So I had to, and once I learned manifestation and I started getting good at it and all that, I said, man, I'm gonna manifest people in my life that would reciprocate that same energy, not just because they benefit and they don't care to give off any, like, I was like, no, man, if we give and it's reciprocated, oh man, heaven. That's paradise right there. That's paradise. That's why, like, this brother next door neighbor, man, he's like, man, you always smiling, man. You always happy, man. He's like, that's why I like talking to you, being around you. I said, brother, I'm just grateful. I am just grateful. I live in gratitude, and I'm grateful for everything I have and everything that is to come.
Yeah.
Whether it's uncomfortable or not, it's there for a reason, and we all know when we was going through this last retrograde, we was all feeling it. We was all feeling like, and a lot of people, and myself included, my old self anyway, would have been like, blaming everything else. It would have just been like, oh, this is horrible. This is so, but I'm like, this is something that has to happen every so often, because we have to clean out the cobwebs. We forget to do it ourselves, and that's why that energy is there. You know, when we go through a Mercury retrograde, or, you know, this certain solstice or whatever, it is cleaning out cobwebs that we don't even know is there sometimes. And we look at everything like it's a bad thing. And some things is just, it's paving a way for something else to come.
Yeah, it's part of the assignment.
Fact.
Assignment. Yeah.
Yes. And so
Man,
that's why
you was cooking.
on this journey, that's why on this journey, we, like I said, I come for today, Queen, your outro, your statement, staying present, positive, and you know that's a part of the choices, because when you stay in present and making the choices, you would make choices that is for your highest good every time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then not only that, when things seemingly according to what they tell us go wrong, it is not even going wrong. It's just leading you in another direction of what to do or what not to do. And the lesson
Yes.
is trying to teach
That
you
part.
on the journey.
Yes,
You understand?
exactly.
And so that's why it's important to stay present in the
Yeah.
moment when choices need to be made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That part right there.
That's exactly why I say it, because I breathe that saying, stay present, patient, and
Yep.
positive. My life is the way it is because I stay present, patient, and positive. Right? You have to make the choice to be judged. You have to make the choice to be mocked. You have to make the choice to be talked about. It's all a choice that you have to make to be okay with who you are, and it don't have to sit right with anybody else. It don't. I got into a conversation a couple of days ago with some guys, and they wanted to go back and forth about what they knew opposed to what I knew. And I told them, it's my choice to tell you what I know and what aligns with me. It don't got to make sense to you. You ain't got to understand it. I'm living in it. So as much as you say it don't sound right, it ain't real, baby. It's a knowing. I don't need you to believe, because I know.
Right.
I know, and I'm not here to prove you to know. If it was for you to know, God will give you the answer too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Fact.
while y'all laughing and thinking, "Oh, she crazy," listen, it's my choice to be crazy.
Yeah.
Let me be crazy.
Yes.
You have to make the choice to be different. And that's going to feel different. It's going to rub you, because you're going to feel like you being judged, talked about, but it's your choice to not give a damn either.
Fact.
It's your choice to not give a damn.
Yeah. My son said something to me last week, sister. He said, "Daddy, you're weird. You're a weirdo." And I smiled, because it actually felt good to come from a 4-year-old. Knowing that I'm weird, and he's not judging me like a bad thing. He's just like, "Daddy, you're weird." I said, "I am so grateful to be weird. I'm glad to be different, and I'm glad to be myself."
Yeah.
You know, and it don't bother me to be a weirdo. It don't, because
what's the opposite of weird? Common.
Yep.
Yeah.
The same.
Right. Yeah.
Like, yep, sure am.
Yeah. And we don't realize, like, it takes many different types of people to make up the world. If everybody was like you, this wouldn't be no world. It'd just be, you know what I mean? Like, they really think about that. It'd just be you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And when I heard you say that, what came to mind is, though, what if weird never existed?
Yeah.
Then what would I be? Right? I was having a conversation and we was talking about ugly and cute. And I said, but what if they never made the word ugly up? Then what?
Yep.
How would you categorize yourself? Why are you letting words determine who you are?
Facts.
Right? These are all words that came into fruition that never existed. So what were them? Well, did you think everybody looked at each other and had names for each other? Or they just accepted you for who you are, and they respected you because of your energy and the character that you carried.
Yeah. That's why these words can't get to us, sister. You know, it's like you taught me this greatly. You know, you taught me this in a big way, and I forget exactly how the saying you put it. It was in one of our past episodes, but you know, it's like we're talking about choice. You have to choose to allow this word, like the B word, to bother you. right? You don't have to listen to that. You don't have to deal with that person ever again if they call you that or whatever, right? And then some people have a problem with, like, some guys, like amongst friends, they call each other the B word, you know, and they call themselves the B word, but they're not affected by it. That's their little gang, their little squad or whatever, and they're not. But other people are like, man, I wouldn't be calling my. Hey, it resonates with them. That's them. That's their choice to do that, you know. And it's like, I get it. I was like, man, I really finally get it. Like, I don't have to let these words bother me. Like, I may express to someone that I'm dealing with, hey, you know, I don't like being called that. And if they call me that again, I don't have to react in a violent way or in a negative way. I can just choose to say, okay, I'm gonna leave this person where they at because they don't align with my frequency. Exactly. And I'm gonna go this way.
And clearly they don't respect me, because if they're trying to disrespect me, then that's just showing me that I don't need to be around that energetic.
Exactly.
Field, right?
You know, right. I don't have to react until someone is physically putting their hands on me.
Exactly.
I don't have to react. I can just go the other way. Right.
Words don't mean nothing. And what I always preach is we could reprogram the word. So let's say the B word, let's say they say B, but in my mind it say beautiful, a beautiful queen. And you call them, I'm just smiling. Ha ha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's up to me. It might mean that to you, but it don't mean that to me.
Yeah. Somebody came up with this a while back when I was younger. They said beautiful, intelligent type of chick to have children with. Said, you know what I mean? It was like, wow.
You saying it to anger me, but that's just the spirit letting me know who you are and how you feel about me. But you're not going to get a reaction out of me because it don't mean that to me. It means something vibrational to me that it's making me feel good. You thinking it's supposed to make me feel bad.
Yep. Yep.
But that's our choice to decide what means what and how it lands on us, and if we take it in and how we spit it back out.
Yeah. Facts. What will we choose?
Yeah, we choose.
Yes. And my biggest thing that I'm learning is choosing nothing is your most powerful weapon. In the sense of someone trying to get a reaction out of you. In that sense. Choosing nothing when someone's trying to belittle you or lower your vibration is your most powerful weapon. Again, unless somebody's being physical with you, how can words bring you down to a certain level when you're above all those things?
Yeah, because you choose to allow those words to bring you down.
Yeah.
You choose to let words of somebody else's opinion or thoughts bring you down. And so that's why, there again, I'm coming back on your word, staying present.
That's facts. What did Alicia Keys say? Words can't bring you down. You are beautiful in every single way.
You gotta choose to not let them words bring you down. That's it. You let words take rent inside your head.
Yes.
Sit down somewhere.
And what they say, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You got to raise your vibration so high. This is how I got where I'm at. It gets to the point that when people text me words that I know they are trying to say to get to me, I'll read them, I laugh, and then I delete the whole message. Just not sitting here in my energetic field.
Wow.
And you might not get a response. You'll be wondering if I read it. Okay? Yeah. I don't let low vibrational things sit in my energy field. So if you're writing me or texting me some disrespectful stuff, I'll delete it before I attach a feeling to it that I have to react to.
Facts.
That's what I do. If you don't like what you read, and delete it. Delete it.
Yes.
It's my choice to give you a response, and if I choose not to, that's my prerogative.
Choice.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my prerogative. Everybody always talking about me. Well, you don't gotta worry about you keep your words. I can listen. That's what you said right there. We can hear your words, but I don't have to allow your words to take root. I have two ears. I can let the word come in one ear and filter it out the next ear. I don't have to let it stay in my mind.
Exactly.
I choose not to allow your words to grab root.
Yeah. and not allow it to live rent free in my mind. It will not.
Right.
Nothing will not live rent free to stop me from what I'm calling them for me.
Right.
Eviction notice.
Quick, real quick. You won't even get the you won't even know what the house look like. You hear me?
Okay. Before the but back in the day when we were little kids, when we say don't let the spit dry before you come inside, okay?
Okay.
Yep.
So that's to tell you how quick you will be exit out.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We cook like this every Sunday, and we just want to bring that positivity in your life if nobody else is going to. You know, if it resonate with you, hey, stick with it. If it don't, then don't. You know, leave it be. Because you have the choice.
Okay? You have to choose to hit the like and smash. Choose to join us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Right.
Fan base. Choose. Come and listen to In on every Sunday. Have dinner with us.
Yeah. And it's like this is stuff that these are choices that we choose to live by too. You know, we're all living this and doing this and making our mistakes or our lessons. You know, we're all choosing to bring this to you because, you know, we found a way for us, and there's somebody else that it might resonate with. Not everybody's gonna understand where we're coming from, and that's okay. A lot of people not gonna understand where you coming from, you know, but you feeling it, and you know, in yourself. Those of y'all who have been sitting here listening, you've been feeling this kind of way for a while. It's like, you know, I got to make the choice to say it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be by myself, especially if I'm seeking my happiness. You got to find your happiness. I don't care who it is, mother, brother, sister, cousin, lover. They have to go if they're not serving the same not on the same frequency that you're on, because all it's going to do is create that same thing that the Queen Oracle was talking about earlier. You know, it's going to create that mirror effect. It's going to come right back. Whatever you put out, it's going to come back. So that creates discord in your life, in your body, in your mind. And then your soul starts to get, you know, a little wretched because of everything you experience and go through. And I refuse to lose my soul, which is why I made the choice to stop doing what I was doing and to stop reacting and to seeing things the way I was seeing things, because my soul was becoming wretched. And the more you go down that path, that's how you lose your soul. You lose yourself. You know, you can't really sell your soul, but you sold it. You sold yourself to whatever it is in life that you know what I mean? So make that conscious choice, y'all. Make that conscious choice, please. You have it within you.
Yes, facts.
Yeah, facts. We say the choice is yours.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively, the choice truly is yours. You know? Choose to stay stuck, or you could choose. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you, family one. I mean, you know, just knowing that it frees you up to, you know, when you know that everything you do is your choice. You can't, you know, they say the devil make me do it.
Yeah. That's that pointing outside of yourself again. That's that pointing out the window again. Oh, it's the devil. It was listen, even in the scripture, it says eloquently, you know, it says that these entities can only whisper. You have to choose to allow them in. You have to let them in. You got to listen to those whispers in order for it to actually have any power. I hear whispers all the time, you know, go back out and, you know, sell some drugs. You'll increase your income. Go back out and do this, or, you know, rob a house. You'll increase your income. Steal that right there. That money, you know, that charity ain't going to nowhere anyway. The charity sitting on the counter of a store or something you in, or, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't going nowhere anyway. Just take it. You need it right now more than they do. Like, those whispers are gonna constantly be in our ears. We have to choose to be like, no, that ain't me. I'm cool. I don't, you know what I mean? And it gets deeper than that. It's not just about, you know, what I just said. Everything is a choice. And again, y'all, that's the only problem that exists. Really think about that. There is no other problem outside of choice.
Yes.
Yep.
Such a great topic, sister.
Yes, ma. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And a lot of those choices, we have the choice to forgive ourselves too. We have to forgive ourselves when we're making decisions or going down paths that don't sit right with us. You have to make the choice to be okay with starting over. You have to make the choice to not beat yourself up and feel like you're a failure, or feel like things can't change, or like you can't get right, or things can't be right. That's a choice too. It's a choice to wake up and start over every day with a new aspect, a new perspective. That's something you have to make the choice and be willing to do, to change your dynamic and to change what's happening in your present moment. Nobody's perfect. It's no script to life. It's no script to how you're supposed to live, what you're supposed to do. But you do learn from your lessons, and you do learn from certain blessings. But you have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to start over. But you also always have to be willing to forgive yourself first before you seek forgiveness in anybody else.
yes.
So interesting.
Yeah, you gotta choose. Think about it. Sometimes we hold ourselves back because we choose not to forgive ourselves for the decisions or the choices we made in the past. So we become stagnant, unable to advance and do the things that we want to do because we're still holding on to guilt
Yes.
of the past, or what they call guilt, because so people's opinion of what is good and bad in our lives has hold a lot of people back. Look in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I forgive you. I forgive you for the choices that you've made. I forgive you for, you understand, for doubting yourself and allowing others to make choices for you. Just look in the mirror and say, I forgive you.
Yeah.
That's what you say, sir. The choice to take a look in the mirror and what?
And see the change. You look for the change you want to see.
There you
Exactly. And so the change you want to see is first forgiving yourself so you can move forward.
Yeah.
That guilt, you know, we're killing a lot of people and causing a lot of people to be sick and have arthritis and all these chronic sickness. Unforgiveness, not just for other people, you know, unforgiveness for themselves.
Yeah.
Some people are going through divorce and they're so angry with themselves. Not even with the spouse, but themselves. Why did I marry her? Why did I marry him? You chose. Look at the good things that came out of it, and everything else is considered not good. What did you learn?
Exactly.
What did you learn about yourself?
Exactly.
You understand? And forgive yourself.
Yes.
That forgiveness is so interesting. Go ahead, sister.
Yes. No, seriously, because when Queen said that just now, it strung a bell because I remember I had to look in the mirror and forgive myself. some of the things that as a child you didn't know no better. That was not your fault. That was not your responsibility.
Yeah.
Somebody else was making choices on your behalf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when you became an adult, you made a lot of choices yourself. So those bad relationships, you chose.
Yeah.
Facts. And
You
you know,
understand? So I had to look, I had to do the hard things back. I had to look in the mirror for the change I wanted to see. I am
Yeah.
the evidence of what I am the evidence of what I need to see change in
Mhm.
me. I
yeah.
choose me. Anyway, go ahead.
Listen.
No, yeah, that's that. I'm with you, sister. Because when she said the forgiveness part, it gave me goosebumps because I felt 1,000% everything she was saying when she said it, and it brought me back to why I started to don the mirror, you know, and I keep the mirrors around me, and I keep looking in the mirror, and I keep the mirror mask on, and I'm always showing that mirror on screen, or you know, even in public, like, because that's where I found my solitude. That's where I found my paradise, where I found my peace. It was forgiving myself first. You know, I was looking in the mirror at first for the things I wanted to see different, but I didn't learn the forgiveness of myself. I was forgiving everybody else. You know, I forgave my mother for what she did. I forgave my dad for what he did. I forgave my other pops for what he did. You know, I forgave my family and forgave friends and everybody else. I did not forgive myself, and I couldn't figure out why things weren't working out the way I wanted them to work out. And it wasn't until I learned to forgive myself, it all came into fruition. Once I found that final piece, everything made sense. So forgiveness of yourself is more important than anything, because we beat ourselves up, you know. And I still to this day, like, I'll kick myself in the ass for certain choices or mistakes that I'll make, but I don't live there anymore. It's more of a pep talk now. Like, oh man, come on, you can do better than that. Let's get it. And I get right back at it, and I forgive myself, and I move on, and I move forward. And it's helped me so much in creating my businesses, and, you know, keeping things, you know what I mean? Like, it just, wow, that's a powerful one. That's a whole nother episode in itself. Forgiveness of self.
Yeah, but it still goes into the choice, though. You have to choose
Yeah.
to forgive yourself, and you have to choose to stand on business and change the things you are forgiven about yourself. Because it's not just saying sorry, then going back to the same spiraling outcome. It's about saying sorry, I'm not going to do this again, and really changing the direction and the order of what you set yourself on your path.
Facts.
That is a choice.
Hmm.
That's what you have to forgive yourself for picking up, like Dr. Sublime said, things from our childhood that were put upon us that we thought was right, that we knew, and as we grew into adults, figured out it's not right. You have to forgive yourself for that. Something or someone tried to break you because they were broken. That
Yeah.
person that started you on that path was broken when they brought those behaviors or those situations to you. So forgive yourself for picking it up, and forgive yourself at the same time of you having to let it go, especially if it's not serving you.
Yes.
But that's a choice. That's a choice to not keep thinking that you're stuck that way. It's a choice to not think that you have to settle with these certain things and these certain characters and these certain outcomes. That's a choice. But
Yeah.
until you, like they said, really look in the mirror. I mean, look in the mirror, get a book, write it down, write down all the things you have to forgive yourself for, and burn it, erase it,
Yeah.
read it, do whatever you need to do, but let it go. Because
Facts.
until you really forgive yourself and until you really make the choice to do better and be greater, you're going to always feel like you don't have the choice. You're going to
Right.
always feel like that is who you are supposed to be. You're not going to realize that a mask was
What
put
you
on
just
top
say?
of you to take you from who you truly are.
Yes. Yes. And I love that you
You
said
saying to yourself, I didn't have no other choice. I don't have no other choice. Yes, we do. We have other choices.
facts. I love how you said the mask that's been put on you, because as you see, I chose my own mask. You know, literally and physically. This is the mask I'm wearing, is a mirror mask. I searched for this. I made a couple of them myself. Like, I wanted to really express that I am wearing a new mask, and that's a mirror to reflect everything I see around me. including myself.
Yes.
And that's the only way, in my opinion, that's the only way you really gonna find that paradise, that solitude, to be happy in yourself. And I mean, things is going, bombs is dropping and going off around you, and this person's going crazy, this person's treating you that way, that person's listen, I'm still happy, and it was a peaceful thing to really hear my next door neighbor and friend of mine really say, bro, you always smiling, you always happy. And I was thinking in my head, like, man, you have no idea what I've been through, you know what I'm saying? And I have no idea what he's been through, but man, to come from that and to talk about my pain like it was a past event of yesteryear, it's not some people still are unable to talk about their pain. They still are unable to, because they haven't forgiven themselves. They haven't forgiven the people.
They haven't made the choice to see nothing different.
Right. And I chose.
Right. We are walking mirrors. And when I walk outside, that's what I give off. I am a mirror. When I say I treat people how I want to be treated, I mean that.
Yeah.
I can't do you no good. I won't do you no harm.
Facts.
And that's just what it is. And if I can't do you no good, baby, you damn sure ain't about to do me no harm. So I'm going to get away from you.
Yeah. Facts. Man. And for those of y'all just joining, please make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we do this every Sunday. I can't stress that enough. We are always coming with the topics. We bring glad tidings to the world because we found our glad tidings, and for whatever reason it led us here. This is where we at, and yeah, sister, you right, man. We have to be walking mirrors. That's why I don't know, my spirit just tell me to do something and I just do it. And it said, you always call yourself walking mirror, and you've been calling yourself that for some years now. Why don't you put it into an actual persona? And so that's what I did. I found the mirror mask and all that, and I changed my name to say it in Latin. That's what speculum ambulo means. I am walking mirror, and we all can be a walking mirror. Well, we all are anyway, whether we even realize it or not. We're a walking mirror. We're reflecting everything, and we're giving off the same thing, energy we get. And this is why people out there, this gang is killing the other gang, or they out killing each other. You're just a mirror of a reflection. Until you change that, it's not going to change. You're going to keep reciprocating the same energy. Exactly. Oh no, well, he put one of my homies on the shirt. Now I got to go kill one of his homies or kill one of them. You take one of mine, I take one of yours. It's not until you walk away and say, I'm not doing this anymore. Exactly. It's when everything's going to change.
When you stop attracting like energy. And that's really real, because a lot of people don't realize that either. I never understood why they say opposites attract, but do it really, because you kind of meet who you are.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Even if who you are is hidden, it's still is hidden. Even if who you are is hidden, that thing or that character is still resonating towards you. So it's crazy. Again, we can call out the things in others, but deep down, that's who you are too. That's who you are. You're calling out all these aspects of another person, but you have those same performances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
Facts.
They don't. And in a sense, we do. When we meet opposite, it's just opposite of showing you what you can be. It's not to mean that you're meeting who you are, but you're meeting opposite, showing that who you are can change if you allow it to, if you make the choice for it to.
Yeah.
So we're meeting other people and they say, hey, we were sent to people's lives to heal. Like, I never understood that. People keep telling me, you're a healer, you're a healer. And I asked God, why? Why me? But I get it. I know why me. And I understand when I'm going through certain situations with certain people, when I'm coming into their lives to heal them and to change the narrative in their lives, that, it might just be for a season, because it's up to them to choose to participate with why I came in and to really transform and do the work. Yeah. But if they don't do the work, then it has to be my choice that my season and my session and my assignment with them is up.
Yeah.
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 Right? So that's why I say I don't take losses. I ain't took a loss yet.
Facts.
Ain't no such thing as a loss.
Facts. It's only lessons. Yeah.
And sometimes we are the lesson in someone's life.
Yep.
Wow. Facts, facts, facts. Man, it don't get no hotter than that in this kitchen. It don't get no hotter than that.
And so that's why we got to stay focused, and just got to stay focused. I can't even stress enough no more. I don't know, Queen. I'm sorry, but that staying present is so. I know for me, I always just say, be gentle with yourself because you're on a journey. Yes, we have to be gentle with ourselves, but we have to be present in order to be gentle.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And it's crazy though because we all have our little lines and they all fit in though to the world. They all fit into the high vibe tribes method. No,
Yes.
each and every one of ours literally have something that fits in and that really can hit your core if you really are present and you
Yeah,
really are positive and you really are patient and you really are being gentle and you really are mirroring. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Like it really does mean something.
yeah. You
Yeah.
you giving me chills, sister. I didn't like. I knew y'all felt, but I've never heard any of you like say that before like that. Like, because I've been thinking that, and that's what makes us great. Makes us all great. We're all capable, man. We just if we're really paying attention, each one of our names, our personas, our mantras can really help, especially coupled with the 9 principles, could really change
No,
a
it does.
life that
No,
is in.
not could. It does.
No, it does. It does. It changes. Yep, you're right.
It does.
It changes lives, even a life that's in complete turmoil, and it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hook said, I heard beauty used to be based on how one carries himself. That is. It is. That is what it's
Yeah.
based on.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Real beauty.
always
That's
been.
real beauty.
Yeah,
That's real beauty.
That is. That's that's universal beauty right there.
facts.
You think
Yeah,
about it, the universe even blesses you with how you carry yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
Before they made the money system, we exchanged through trust.
yeah,
Through trust. Yeah.
One's word was honor. One's
yeah.
word was capital.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. I'll be over there to paint your house later, sister.
exactly.
You made this meal or you did whatever for my family. I'll be over there to paint your house later. Around good, expect me around
Yeah.
6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm
I'm good.
there.
I got tomatoes and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm there at 5:50, getting the stuff out, getting the stuff ready to, start painting. Like,
Exactly. And a lot of people don't realize that's what they took us far from.
yeah,
Being men and women of our words, carrying ourselves with honor, having morale.
yeah,
They took that from us and told us what was honor, what was morale, how you should carry yourself. But when you tap into God, the source, the higher spirit, the universe, all those things are in you. They're internal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not external. It's
right,
internal.
right. It's not inside of a building.
And that's why they say when people show you who they are, believe it, because that is internal.
Yeah.
That's internal. Even if they want to say, oh, I've been through this and been through that, we're going to go back to you chose to stay that way. So that is who you are.
Yeah.
So I have to now monitor you and decide about you depending on who you are. That trauma, that what we've been through stuff, it gets played out. It's okay for a little while, but if you're not making a choice, I got to make the choice that what you've been through ain't beneficial for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
The hurt and pain you're deciding to continue to carry ain't helping me.
Yes.
And as much as I try to help you and you don't want it, I got to now go continue to help myself because it ain't worth it to me if it ain't worth it to you.
Yeah. And it ain't helping yourself.
It ain't. And if
That's why.
if you
Not
can't
at
help you,
all.
I know I damn sure can't help you.
Yeah. That's why I reference Daryl Hilt so much, man. Like he was teaching, they was teaching us this stuff at such a young age, and it wasn't going in one ear and out the other. It was getting filed in a cabinet. In my brain, in my mind, it was getting filed in a file cabinet. I just didn't realize that I had all these tools and information. I started going through those files when I was by myself, and I had nothing to really distract me. I was just going down memory lane, and I'm looking through all the files, and I'm like, how do I fix this? And it was at the lowest point of my life, or so I felt anyway. And it was just, I started going through those files, and I was like, man, Daryl told me that. Oh my God, Patty told me that. Oh my goodness, Penny was telling me this. Man, Rob was telling me, and I started going through that, and it was so much that this man was teaching us just while we were just camping. You think you're just having fun, but he was dropping gems every single time. And it was like, I didn't want to listen to that. I chose to go into the streets. I chose to go rob people. I chose to sell drugs and do the gang thing. Like, I was choosing these things because I thought that's, it was the cool thing, or that would give me more power or whatever. But I was just making myself weaker, not realizing. So when I chose to sit my ass down and think for a second, those file cabinet came. Like, I don't know if y'all seen Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey, and he opened the file cabinet and it just shoved him all the way down, like he didn't have control of it. That's how I felt. It just opened my whole file cabinet, and things just started flying out, and I'm just grabbing stuff out of the air. Like, what was this? I was told when I was 13, when I was 10, when I was 12, and I started just remembering all that. I said, man, this all makes sense now. But I'm glad I held on to it, because I know a lot of the people I was, friends and other members that were there with me, I know that they didn't, they didn't heed none of those warnings and none of those words, So, yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
one of the biggest lessons I learned about making choices and understanding our different paths and purposes is that everybody's is different, right? We looking to make the same choices other people making, but our path is not even the same. Our destiny is not the same. Our purpose for why we are here is not the same. So why am I looking for your choice to match my choice? Why am I looking for my understanding to relate to your understanding when what we came here for is different? Our journeys is different. And I think a lot of people don't realize that we seeking validation from people that's not even validated. And they're not meant to be validated because their purpose is not yours. Their understanding is yours. Your gift and my gift is going to be different. So how do I think that we should be the same?
Come on.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It comes back to what people's opinion.
Yeah.
When they try to teach you to be confined to people's opinion.
Yeah.
Our gifts and talents are all different. And even if you could sing and I could sing, we still sing it to different audience.
Exactly. A different tone, a different tune.
Different tones, different pitch, whatever, different frequency.
Yes, different frequency.
Yeah. Frequency is everything too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frequency is the end all be all.
Facts. That's in the list of 9 too. What we perform frequently will define our frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, powerful cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Really, really beautiful day. This choices is, if you don't take anything away from it, for me, it's like forgive yourself and choose you.
Yes. Yes. Forgive yourself and choose you. And for me, it's just, be present with your choices. Understand that every choice, every action has a reaction.
Yes.
And when you're present with what your actions are and you're present with what your reactions are, then your choices will align for you a lot better. Your outcomes will align a lot smoother, a lot more peaceful,
Oh,
a
man.
lot less chaotic,
Come
Yeah.
on.
right? Your
Yeah.
thoughts are a choice. It's a thought first before it's spoken. So think about what you're going to say before you actually say it and be mindful of what you're saying, because that's going to
Yeah.
create a new choice. That's going to create a new path. That's going to create a
Yeah.
different outcome.
Yeah.
Words
Yeah.
mean things. If you don't understand what that means, you need to be still. Every word you speak means something. It has a vibration. It echoes back. It creates. Your words create
Yeah.
things.
Facts.
Mm.
And if the creator made us in the creator's likeness, then let there be light. You know, those were just words. But then there was light. And then there was everything else. So everything we are creators of our own destiny.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
just gotta take the wheel. We've been too busy on autopilot and letting the just letting the autopilot go and saying, oh, please God, don't let this crash into a mountain, or don't let this crash into a wall. But you can turn the autopilot off and pull up on those on the steering wheel, whatever that thing is that's for the plane. You can pull up on that.
Yeah.
But everybody's afraid to, because they don't know how to fly the plane. But it's like, there's nobody else on the plane with you. So if you don't turn that autopilot off and start controlling that plane, it's going to crash.
Every time.
We see it every single day. We see it every day. People just crashing out. They crashing and then they crash repeatedly. It's not like, until you are no longer breathing, you're going to just keep crashing.
Right.
You crash into the mountain, then you crash into a tree, then you crash into a wall, then you crash into the ocean. You're not going to stop crashing until you stop breathing. So you have to take the plane. You have to take control of the reins.
Yeah.
Don't leave it on autopilot. Make the choice to say, I'm going to sail this ship. I'm going to drive this car. Whatever metaphor that works for you, you got to take control of your life.
Yes.
And that's come with making the choice. You understand? If it comes with making that choice,
Yeah.
no matter what, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And understand how powerful your choices are. Every choice has power in it.
Every
Facts.
one of them.
Every choice has power
No
in
choice is no choice is insignificant.
it. Exactly. And if it states that God breathed breath into the nostrils of man and brought life, that shows you how powerful your breath is.
Yes.
That's how powerful your breath is, your words.
Yes. I'm getting goosebumps going down my spine just from you saying that. That's how real it is, y'all. When she said breath, you can hear the power in that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I hope everyone got a message today, at least through the High Vibe Tribe, about choices. The choices, being more mindful of the choices, participating more in your choices, understanding about the diameter, how your life is created and the paths are created just from the choices you make on the daily. Being more mindful, being more positive, being more stagnant before you make a choice, just being more optimistic on your choices. Again, looking to learn something. If you're not getting something greater out of it, look for something that at least can teach you something greater. I know earlier I didn't mention, but I did hear her say, For example, how we will get in situations and we be like, oh, this person hurt me and all that. But what did you learn? What can you take to your next relationship or your next job that can keep you from going through that same cycle or that same hurt or that same pain? You know, nothing happens to us. Everything is happening for us. So what did you learn that can help you be a greater you? That can keep you from those trials and tribulations moving forward. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Fact.
it. People allowing life to beat you up is because you think you're getting beat up. I ain't getting beat up out here. Ain't nothing beating me up out here. If it ain't rising me or raising me, it's feeding me to feed myself.
Facts.
Come on.
So you have
Yes.
to think like that. Stop allowing them to give us these low vibrational words and for us to carry them like they're book bags. Raise your own vibration.
Mm.
Make the words mean something to you that can make you feel more powerful, make you feel like Superman or Superwoman.
Yeah.
Come on. That's it.
You
Yeah.
know? Again, it's always you versus you. I ain't out here with nobody. I ain't competing with nobody but me. And if you don't understand that, then baby, sit still.
Yeah.
Sit still, breathe.
Yeah.
Me against me. No, that's it.
Because that's your most powerful adversary anyway.
That's the only adversary.
That's the only adversary. You know, we create adversaries in other people and other things.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, that man in the mirror is man. I seen this one. I'm gonna have to share it on the Discord. Y'all tap into the Discord too. I'm gonna have to share it, but they show this man looking in the mirror and he's like frail and kind of skinny, and the guy in the mirror looks like a giant, muscles. He looked like Goliath, huge. He's like 3 feet taller than himself, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's about what you're looking at, and it seems intimidating until you realize that's you.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to learn to walk into that space, and baby, man, you become that.
Yeah, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Learn to be and be the director of your mind and your thoughts and what's coming to mind and what you want to think. If you don't like what you think, and change the channel. Change the vibration.
Facts.
That's it. So many times we give in to the cares and the pressures of people's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something I said, even in terms of what you said too, is the words, right?
Yeah.
The word fail, not fail, fail and failure. You know, I fail at this, or I'm a failure. Their words are not facts. You didn't fail.
Right.
You learn a different way of doing things. What do you take away from that exam? What did you take away from that experience?
Facts.
You didn't fail. You have to have learned something from it. If you didn't learn something from it, you will repeat that choice there again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Smash that like button, y'all. So this is what we do. If it resonates with you, smash that like button. Subscribe if you already haven't. This Sunday dinner has been astronomical, epic. Shout out to Jay Hooks the Great,
Listening in, yes.
being here in spirit.
Yeah, but I'm about to tap out, guys. I gotta get ready for the rest of today.
Yes. An awesome day, yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna ask everybody to have a great day on purpose with purpose. I know it's gonna be a beautiful week. Everybody's listening, whether you're listening today, tomorrow, whatever day you listen. I want you to have an awesome day on purpose with purpose. And I want you to know that something great is going to happen for you today, this week, tomorrow. And as long as you walk in greatness, greatness shall never leave your side. I want everyone to stay present, patient, and positive, because only in that atmosphere can things happen for you in the most positive aspect you can see for yourself. It's your Oracle Empress, and I'm out of here.
Ashe.
Yes, family. I want to say, choose your words wisely, choose your company wisely, choose your environment wisely. Do that which choose you in the midst of all of it. And also remember that you are on a journey. You understand? So you must be gentle with yourself, even in the choosing. Take time to reflect and meditate because at the end of the day, is you versus you. You need to look out for your highest good, for your best self, for the best result that you need for yourself moving forward. So as we end this, maybe I can say end this, as we continue within this week, this month, this year, let us set great expectations for ourselves and choose ourselves every day and show up for ourselves every day. Much love, family.
Right,
Ashe,
right.
Ashe. And I'm gonna say, just make sure y'all forgive yourselves. That forgiveness piece was absolutely epic. It was dynamic. And please take, if you could take anything from this message today, make sure you take the fact that you have to forgive yourself first. Let's look into that. But that's also that comes back down to a choice. Make the choice to forgive yourself. Make the choice to stay where you are if that's what you want to do and that's where you feel you need to be. Just make that choice and stand on it. I was always told as a young man, if you can't stand on it, then you shouldn't do it, or you shouldn't have done it. Don't do nothing you can't stand on. So I've lived by that, and please just make the choice to be whatever you want to be for yourself and for your family, or, mainly for yourself though, because you can't be nothing for your family if you can't be that for yourself. So make that choice, people. It's all about choices, choices, choices. Remember, that's the only problem that exists in the universe. Really, is choice. At least on this plane that we come to understand in the realm that we're living in right now. Choice is the only problem. So with that, this is Speculum Ambulo. Want to say, make sure you remember to look in that mirror for the change you want to see and love your journey. Peace, peace.
Peace, peace,
Peace,
family.
peace, family.